It's Delightful Cooking Time. I'm Ruth DeVoe, retired registered dietitian, and with me, Marion Merowitz, a registered diet tech. Marion, what's cooking tonight here?
Soup, soup, soup. Yay!
Oh, that's welcome on a cold lunch.
Yes, yes.
Really warms you up, or even in the summertime. What kind of soup are we going to have?
Well, vegetable, I think, right? I'm doing a vegetable soup. What are you doing?
I'm into lentils. I make a big crock pot, a 4-quart crock pot, and that is my leftover soup for the next day. So we will review that, and then I want to show you what you can do for those extra days. I like to work ahead.
Okay.
Okay. I want to talk about this thick lentil soup. It has a whole pound of that makes 4 quarts.
And you've got the red one, so they dissolve.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And do you know what I paid for it? I found it on sale. It's about $1.50. Can you imagine?
$1.50. And you know, people who don't think about it, the price on that and how many servings are actually in there and the amount of protein that you get for $1.50, and you can feed your family for quite a bit and give them all, all that protein.
Oh, yeah.
Why spend all this extra money?
You don't really, well, Marion, we're in the health field. Believe me, if you're not taking care of getting some homemade soups, you've got a cost farther down with those chronic diseases.
And this is why this show is so important to pay attention to. You know, I've asked people, before the storms in the winter and all that, you have enough food in the house, you have enough soup. And one response I got one time was, yeah, we got lots of cans of soup. Oh. And I'm thinking, cans of soup, this is one of the cheapest, most beneficial for your health by doing soups this way.
Lentils probably are the oldest cultivated legume. Maybe it's time you discover them. 1/4 cup of dried lentil yields about 3/4 cup cooked. That's 13 grams of protein, 9 grams of fiber. There's also iron, zinc, magnesium, potassium.
Okay. I'm going to take this soup away.
Okay.
And put this off to the side, put it back on our sink.
Before we go very far with this soup business, I want to say how happy I am to have found some useful tools. This microplaner, it's so nice. It just sets on my plate and you can just, and it's got a grip that you're comfortable.
And that grip is so important. The answer is 41%. By 41%, that was C. That's huge for 3 servings of cruciferous vegetables in a week. That's all.
That's unreal. That's almost half. But now what kind of vegetables could that be in a week?
The kale and the cabbage and
the cauliflower. We'll get into that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll list them. I can't believe that. 28 servings of vegetables per week reduced at 33%.
So it's you've got 28 servings of any kind of vegetable. Reduces
33%.
Okay.
In a week.
In a week.
Versus from 28 you drop it down to 3.
That's it. So for those of you who really don't like vegetables, at least take in 3 servings a week.
What a bargain. You go from 33% with the 28 servings to 41% with the 3. Now that's a bargain.
It is.
A prostate cancer. Oh.
I know, that's fabulous. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to actually make another soup now. Now, I'm going to do a standard type vegetable soup. And this is so easy, and this goes so far, because I'll do this on Sunday. I still am working 40 hours a week plus, and I like to do things ahead. And so I'll go in and I'll make this soup, and then I can divide it up. I can do all sorts of things with it. And I actually start with a good utensil, which is my soup pot. And it's a very sturdy, heavy-duty soup pot.
Oh, they're worth it. They're worth it.
They are. I mean, there's real need for having a sturdy.
Oh, absolutely.
A couple of pans you need, but I like this one. Okay, so then I'm going to use a tablespoon of olive oil, and this is very light olive oil. You can barely see it. And then I'm going to put just a tablespoon or so in there. Okay. Not very much at all.
Okay.
And I'm going to let that get hot so it starts to sizzle a little bit. And then I'm going to use your standard vegetables. Okay? When you're starting a soup base, you've got your onions, and I'm going to let that continue to get hot. So I've got about an onion, and I'll chop that up, and then I'll have a carrot. And like I said, you know, you're talking about these 5-pound bags of carrots. Instead of these little baby ones, you know, I found they just don't have as much taste. And why spend all that extra money when you can get 5 pounds for, I mean, what, $3.50 or something?
Well,
our food bill is like, it was like $36 for the week because I stayed in the vegetable aisle.
The little ones that are just drowned down from over carrots.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, yes, they tell you they don't grow that way.
Well, I know they don't grow that way. I thought it was kind of weird, but all right. I'm in nutrition and food. I didn't know that's what they did. Okay, so then I let that's not quite hot enough, but this is demonstration purposes. So this is a carrot, and these carrots were big, huge. That's one carrot cut up. And then I'm going to add 1 yellow pepper. So that's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. And 1 pepper, you know, they start out the green, then they ripen and get yellow and red, whatever. And the yellow and the red have more vitamin C, and I think it's 1 red pepper. I'm not positive. I'm pretty sure it's 1 red pepper has the amount of vitamin C you need in a day, your daily value. But it's close if it's not. And then, oops, I want all that in there. And I just put them all in there, and then stir it around a little bit. Take my little spoon with a nice long handle for my big, tall soup pot. And I just let this keep going and let the onions get clear. I've got to add my celery. So you've got your typical mirepoix, and then please don't throw away the leaves to the celery.
Oh, no.
The leaves have got so much flavor in them. They're so good. And I put them all in there.
Boy, I love that.
So the only difference here is I've added a little yellow pepper. And now I'm going to add some tomato. Now normally I let the onions get a little more clear, translucent, and then I'll add the tomato. Stir that around. And then I'm just going to add my water. Cold water, because that will release